It was my job to be a crisis manager for those soldiers, family members that were indeed having struggles. And I helped them through it and got them to the help that they needed. So I thought, personal DNA, I got this. This is something I can definitely talk about. So part of that is I'd like to say that it seems that we're always on the journey for self-discovery. If I were to ask you today, were you different 10 years ago? The answer is going to be yes. If I were to ask you 10 years from now, are you going to change? The answer is probably going to be, probably not. But from 10 years from now, if we come together and we have this meeting again, or when we have this meeting again, I ask you that question, you're going to say, yeah, Rob, I changed. And you might not even change today. Tomorrow you're going to be like, hey, I'm a different person from today's events. So it was an interesting conversation yesterday because we talked about the different, the cube and the pyramid and what those images mean. I told them last night, I look at the squiggly and I'm like, that's every financial advisor right there. The stock market's going up. Right? So if I were to ask Jock here, what did you choose? Which quadrant were you in?
Triangle.
You were the triangle. See, I would have put you in the block because it looks like the beginning of a house.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Engineer first.
Right. Okay. So yeah, here we go. So we got the engineer, right? And then, so yeah, I always looked at, and Ed gave me a hard time. He says, "Hey, Rob, you didn't fill that out differently in my group than you did in Lee's group." And I said, "Absolutely." First time I looked at, hey, that's financial advisor life, right? But then the sphere, I'm a world traveler. I look at it as the world. So I'm always like, there's some type of relationship with that. Now, Lee has shared with me that when if you are let's say, a driver, the opposing quadrant, which is the sphere, that's the person you're probably going to marry or married to. But you're also going to attract your friendships in the same quadrant that you're in. And I found that to be interesting because that kind of goes right along with the book, The Four Agreements, where he spoke about, and it was Don Miguel. Oh, there's another last name to that. My apologies. He spoke about the medicine man that was in the cave, and they had a dream about how he saw himself in everything. He saw himself in trees and so on and so forth, and his people. And therefore, it was an eye-awakening moment. We see ourselves in each other. We mirror what we like about that person into ourselves. Isn't that fascinating? We like to find the likeness, the things that we have familiarity to. We like each other because we live in Reno, Nevada, or Carson City. We like each other because maybe we wear the same jacket. I've actually had that moment where I was wearing an Under Armour shirt and some guy actually said, hey, yeah, I got one too. It was weird to me at the time, but it made sense though with this book, right? And maybe he was also a sphere like I am. Outgoing, spoken, and such. So one of the things is that who in the room, have you guys seen what relationship is to the obstacle that you filled out yet to what your personality is? You have not. Okay, well let's introduce them. So the cube is the analytical person. Okay? You like to dot your I's and cross your T's. Who remember cubes? Do you agree with that? Is that you? Yeah. Good. Did someone put cube and say, no, that's not really me? No? Okay. What about the pyramid, the driver? You like to get things done, and done now. This is my wife. Oh my gosh, this is my wife. That's you also, right? I never bring things up to my wife unless I really want to get it done. Because when I bring it up, it should have been done yesterday. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there it is. And by the way, notice the triangles are the opposite of the sphere. What am I on? The sphere, right? perfect match. Okay, the sphere is the amicable one, right? That one is, you have great concern and compassion for people. Well, I was a chaplain assistant. How'd that work out? Who else was spheres in the room? Is that fitting for you? Right?
The second one.
That's your second one, right? So for you, you're a driver in sphere. Boy, you're you're always having a conflict there a little bit, right? Because it's one quadrant from the other quadrant. No? Okay, that's fine. And then the expressive, the squiggly line. Who's the squiggly line? Okay, I want all of you to get my business card because you're becoming my client. No. So with the squiggly line, right? What that means? Boy, I should not walk away. You like being fun, okay? You're into what you like to do. Does that sound right? You're the life of the party.
That's right.
Okay.
Yep. That's right.
Does anyone disagree with what they have chosen for a shape? Yeah?
When I do these, it's always, I'm like 25% each.
Okay.
And any way I do these things, I'm always kind of a bit of everything.
Sure. Yeah, you know, I was going to say that there's so many different personality tests out there. Yeah, as a chaplain assistant, I took many different personality tests. And sometimes, yeah, you can just float and be kind of a little bit of everything. And that's good. Anyone else? Okay. So now that you think about it, your friends, if you're sitting next to your friend, are they also the same as you are? Can you think of your friends? Are they similar to you? All right?
I drive my
So we find the mirror, right? What we have an agreement for. How awesome is that? And let's see. So if you were to have someone fill this out in front of you, and let's just say, okay, let's take the analyst. Let's take the cube. Jock, when you have someone in front of you, and let's just say they're the wavy line, they're expressive, how would you approach them? If they're fun, right? Their biggest default is they need help from avoiding from distraction. I want you to look to your right. Ed.
Yes.
Right? So here he is. He's Mr. Fun Guy. He's Mr. Wavy Line. Right? So what if he needs filters?
First, I in some way try to connect with them, not go opposite them. But finding a way to, so I'm a realtor.
Right.
So I want to talk to them about, they want to buy a house.
Right.
And they're all over the place.
Right.
Talking about, I love this and I love that. And you just
Right.
got to find a way to take that energy and focus it down on what they're really thinking about.
Hey Ed, are you looking for a fun house? Or are you looking to entertain in that house?
Yeah.
Both. Right? Right?
Yeah, and that's kind of my point. I mean, without asking that
Yeah.
question is how do you get to?
Right, but see with that question, I kind of deepened the relationship a little bit more. Right? So it's helpful, this one, you're only talking about 4 different quadrants. So you can just pick up real easy. Hey, look at this. Client, choose the 4. What do you click onto? I mean, that test was pretty easy, right? To do that Google GPS, that Life GPS, and have them fill it out right in front of you and go, oh, okay, now I know who I'm dealing with. Now I can address them the way they like to be questioned and spoken to, so I'm not pushing them out. So they're not going to get the deers in the eye look. Like, this person doesn't get me. I need to get out. Where's the exits? Right? We want clients to think that we understand them, because we do. We want their best interests.
Can I tell a story about doing that?
Please.
Picking up some
Go
of your
right
time. I had a client that house, I knew was gonna be less than he thought he was gonna get, given the condition of the house, and so forth. Being an analytical, I was totally prepared to show him why his house was gonna cost less. I had a whole presentation. So I'm about a minute into it, he says, whatever you think, Jock. And I continue with my analytical presentation to convince him. My wife's kicking me under the table. He's already agreed that he trusts your advice on this thing. Stop with your analytical presentations. So it's important to understand. That.
Yeah.
And as a realtor, you can open the door and figure out which characteristic a person has already.
Right,
You can tell it, you can tell the driver, you can tell an amiable,
right.
analytical, and so forth.
You can,
Yeah.
in a lot of respects, and sometimes it just takes a few questions, you can figure it out.
But I picked the category I would have the most trouble with,
What's that?
the expressive.
The espresso?
Yeah.
I have that problem too. Had a client last night, same thing, just, she started getting the deers in the headlight look, I was like, oh, reeled it wrong, reeled it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did I do?
Excellent.
Okay, well, thank you, everyone.